Such a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, timing is really important.
Oh yeah. It might not be a good time to even offer feedback.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
So, we decided to walk in the other direction and talk about feedback in the other direction. Right, Holden?
Oh yeah.
So, we talked a little bit about the best way to receive feedback and get your ego out of the way so you can learn what you're supposed to from it. Thought we would have a little moment to talk about what's the best way to deliver feedback. So, Holden, what do you find is the best way?
The best way is you remember, I know it's really hard, but putting yourself, like imagining yourself in their shoes or from their perspective, and how would you want to hear it? Or like, would you get offended if you heard somebody critiquing you in this way or that way?
I love that. Like, so empathy and being really sensitive to like how would you like to receive is like a really great way to ground yourself, because it's not me telling you what you should do different. It's me sharing an observation.
Yeah. Yeah, and that like kind of, I guess in a sense, that opens the playbook, you know? And like a team building playbook, basically.
Yeah, I like to kind of start off and like ask, hey, is it all right if I share some perspective with you? And like start with some permission, because sometimes if I'm not feeling it or I'm all up in my feelings, like I don't care what you have to say.
Yeah,
I'm not going to hear it.
Yeah, I've heard you've said that to me, and I've denied it many times. Well, a few times, where you're like, "Hey, is it okay if I say something about whatever it is? Could be walking, could be the way you're processing things or understanding things." But I would be like, I'm not feeling that right now, or I don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah, I think honoring people's space to be able to hear it is important. I think what you brought up about empathy is really important. And avoiding ego triggers.
Yeah.
Right? So any kind of suggestions, quote unquote, like you should or you shouldn't have, I think that's going to automatically...
You're entering dangerous territories.
Yeah, you're entering the judgment zone.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not getting feedback, I'm being judged now. So trying to keep it just to like what was said or what was done and what you observed as the impact of those actions helps keep distance between like the person and the action and behavior, right? And I think if you kind of frame it around being mindful of like, look, it's not you, it's something you said or did that I'm sharing an observation on, can help the person receive it a little bit more openly and not like, trip that ego. Because there's a lot of times I've like received or given feedback and it's like all of a sudden two egos are talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it's not even about that thing anymore.
Yeah, it's just a battle.
It's just a battle.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But yeah, I think that was a really good conversation about, this whole thing. I guess we could like keep going on like some
Yeah, or we just put a wrap on.
Yeah.
Really good ways to deliver feedback. Asking like, is now a good time to do that?
Yeah.
Being empathetic, meeting somebody where they are.
Sometimes
and then keeping
it's not even good to say that.
Oh, we're not wrapping it up.
Oh.
I was doing a wrap up.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I wasn't gonna.
You're not ready to wrap up yet.
Nah.
Okay.
Gonna say, sometimes it's not like, I think you have to be more sensitive to the fact that it might not be a good time to even offer feedback. Like you can piss them off, or they could get offended, like just flat out, like from the beginning. So
such a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, timing is really important.
Oh yeah.
So let's add that. I think I burped a little right there. Weird. So being sensitive to timing.
Mhm.
Like, is now a good time, or are they like up in their feelings? Maybe I'll share that later. Being empathetic and asking for permission, like,
Mm.
hey, would it be alright if I shared an observation with you? And honoring their choice and asking them if they're in the space to, and then delivering it from a place of, the thing that happened, not the person that initiated it, to keep those ego triggers out of the way.
Yeah,
Is that a good summary?
I would say that was a really good combo right there.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think we did good work there.
Mm.
All right.
Until next time.
Later.